Hi everyone, I'm Joanna. Welcome to my channel and All Seasons Homestead. It's been a while since I've done a garden or farm update, so that's what I'm going to do today is just show you around things that we've been working on and prepping early November to the beginning of December. In this short video, you will see quite a change in the seasons. In a short amount of time, we went from green grass and the changing of tree leaf colors into about 8 to 10 inches of snow. So here in the middle of November, my husband is tilling up the garden and making it nice and fluffy and getting it ready for the spring. And he did almost the entire garden area except for one small spot of cabbages and broccoli that weren't quite done during this time. But just about a week ago, after one good snow, I harvested the rest of our broccoli and cabbage. So that's no longer there. This area over here is where the peppers used to be, and if you saw a previous video, we cleaned up that area. So my husband got all that tilled up too, and then we gathered up all of our tools and buckets and everything that was left out and got it all stored away in our garden shed. We are starting on a fence project on this side of the garden, and I am extremely excited about it. A while back, we bought about 26 panels of this picket fence off Facebook Marketplace for $100. And it did this entire side of the garden, and we still have a few left over, and we're considering putting it in our front gate entrance area. So we've had it for 2 or 3 months, and we're finally getting on it. The weather's just right to dig and make holes. Next spring, I hope to paint it white. So that's what we're working on this weekend. My daughter helped my husband, and later I helped him. My father-in-law helped him, and the project actually went quite fast with this tractor agger. It was a piece of cake. In the past, my husband and my son made another fencing area, and it was a lot of work because they did the entire process, all the poles by hand. So from going from 45 minutes to making one hole to just maybe 1 minute per hole, that was quite a change and blessing. Another thing I got done, which I was behind on, was just gathering up all of my beehive equipment and boxes, and I stored them away for the winter. And I'm down to 2 hives. These 2 tall hives are what I have left, and those 2 short hives are empty now. Another thing I accomplished this weekend was planting the rest of my garlic. I already did 2 or 3 beds over there, and I had some left over, so I decided to make one long row of the rest of the garlic. Some of the cloves were a little small, but I planted them anyway because next year this should be my spring area. I'm going to rotate the broccoli and cabbage and onions over here, so I thought it was a perfect place to put a line of garlic. I am getting a little nervous about next spring because I am due with the baby on February 6th, and usually the end of February is where I get my spring plants in the ground. But I just have to keep reminding myself to just wait and see how me and the baby are feeling and just do my best. But I know by February I will be itching to get outside and smell the fresh air and the dirt, because sometimes in February we can have quite a bit of snow, and other times we can have a beautiful kind of warm break, and it's just very refreshing for the mind. And here we're just covering up the garlic with a thick layer of straw. And of course, we have to have my little boy's special spoiled hen and her little chick that she hatched. She's so proud of this little chick. They're with us everywhere we go. And yes, we are keeping an eye on the cat. He may look innocent, but he was sure watching that chick. And here I'm standing in the garden shed, and my husband is still working on the end of the fence, and I was just standing there admiring it. I thought it looked so clean and beautiful. This is our drying rack. I use this rack to dry herbs and certain vegetables, but right now I'm using it to dry out seeds, and it actually works really well. There's mainly some flower seeds and some vegetable seeds in there still drying, and I had my garlic in there drying as well. So that solar dryer is kind of a multi-use thing. Another thing that we worked on this past month was getting this cow tested to see if she was pregnant or not. We've had her for a while and the test came back negative. She cannot even have babies. So we loaded her and brought her to the sale barn and sold her. And then this heifer and another steer we just recently loaded, and we brought them to the butcher. And they are currently being processed, so we are going to be very blessed this winter with having a freezer full of meat. One thing I forgot to record is this chute right here that my husband built. That's another huge project he worked on this past month. He did a wonderful job building the chute because we had these two larger cows, and we herded them into the chute and made a little ramp, and they went right into the trailer. It worked so well. We also got our wood stove cleaned out and prepped. I thought we were a little bit behind on that, but it turned out everything worked just fine. My husband got up on the roof and cleaned the chimney. We vacuumed out the stove. And we still have some wood to cut and stack, but besides that, we were warm and toasty for the winter storm that came upon us, which was beautiful. We had so many huge fluffy flakes. I believe this morning we had close to 8 inches, and then another day we got another maybe 2 to 3 inches, but both days were just a soft, fluffy kind of snow globe look. And we had our pantry stocked and our refrigerator stocked, and our house was warm and toasty. So it was just a very cozy day to be home, but the kids still had school because since we homeschool, we do not have snow days. That's our day where we hit the books really hard. But they still had plenty of time to play in the snow and enjoy the scenery and take pictures. We got all of our de-icer buckets set up for the animals, so chores have been a lot easier with water not being frozen. I think the biggest thing we have to worry about is if the roads get too packed down or icy for my husband to get to work. But so far, everything has been pretty easy, just with this beautiful early December fluffy snow. We've done so much in the past 4 weeks or so that I know I'm forgetting to share something with you guys, but I hope that you had at least a little glimpse of some projects that we've completed or started. And I know there's more projects to come. I believe the next big project we're going to be working on is just preparing for the baby and for the holidays. I would really like to start a room makeover before the baby comes. And so that's what I mean when I say prepare for the baby, but that's a big project that I hope to start and complete. So we will see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a safe, beautiful season.